Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Finish It Friday and we are going to do a little bit of each area and I'm going to speed it up afterwards and I'm going to finish the whole thing. The reason for this is because there's a lot left to do and I don't think I can do it all in one video. So I'm going to show you how certain things are done, how I'm going to do certain things, and then I'm going to finish it and speed it up. I will record it, speed it up, and you can see the entire picture done. But I want to show you the process of certain areas, such as this area here with the rose, as well as the shadow on the stone, the window, and the brighter stones over here. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Of course, I will add some music to this after going through this first part and speed it up so it doesn't take you all day to watch, but we are going to finish this today. All right, guys, I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera here, and we're going to get started. Okay, so I've got a bunch of grays here, and some browns. So we're going to start with our darkest color, which is, of course, black. And we're going to put that in the darker area here, right under the rose and under the vine there. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Breathed and swallowed at the wrong time. Then we're going to come down the side of the stone here as well and go into there. Just putting in a few of the darker shadows with the black and the contours in the stone. And then we're going to take our next darkest color, which is going to be dark gray. And we're just going to come off of the black. I know it seems silly to do gray and black on grayscale, but it will stand out and will make a difference. Okay. Now this is just to show you how I'm going to do all of these aspects of the picture. Like I said, I will be recording this without sound for the rest of it and speeding it up so that you guys can see it all finished up. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to start using some warm grays. So we need the warm gray. We're going to come off of that darker gray with the warm gray. We're also going to add a little bit of chocolate brown to it. I just dropped my pencil. Just in the darker areas, just to give that stone a little bit more of a natural look, because these are bears. The house is been built by bears, so it's going to have the natural stonage of the area. Alright, and I dropped a pencil. Let's see if it's one that I need. Of course it's one I need. I'm glad I have carpet underneath my desk. Alright, now we're going to go in with some silver gray. And this is a medium tone lighter gray. And we're going to blend all those darker colors together. And put in a highlight there. Come up against that rose there and the leaves. And then we're going to come in with light gray. And this is going to be our finishing color. So we're going to put this everywhere, just blending all those colors together, filling that white spot with the gray, which will give it that stone appearance. Apologize for the dog's nails on the floor behind me. She's stumbling about. Don't want to cover that petal. Alright, there's leaf there and stone here. So that's how we're going to do the darker stones. Putting in the shadows from the vines as well as the stone colors. So the colors that I used for the darker stones was black, dark gray, warm gray, dark chocolate, a little bit of silver gray, and a little bit of light gray. So these colors here. So we have 568, 570, 566, 561, 565, and 564. All right, so that's the stone colors. And we'll be using the same colors on these stones over here, just a little bit less. So we're going to take instead of the black, we're just going to take the dark gray. And we're going to come in to the shadows of this stone here. And we're just going to fill those in and get that shadow in there. And then we're going to take our warm gray and we're going to add to that shadow, giving it a bit of the natural coloring. In the contours of the stone. And then we're going to come in with our silver gray, and we're going to come up off of that. Leaving a highlight area in which we're going to use the light gray, and we're going to go over the entire thing with the light gray, bringing all those colors together. Like so. Now these are all the same colors that we're going to use for the entire stone wall. So, you'll see throughout the video just a changing of the same colors. So we will be using the same colors for the dark stones as we do for the light stones, just in different variations. The only difference is that we're going to be using some black for the dark stones and some chocolate brown. All right, so for the roses and the vines, so I'm going to do red roses. So I need trying to think of what color I need for the red. Yeah, I need number 511, which is geranium. And a little bit of carmine and a little bit of red. Now the red has a little bit more of a undertone of orange, which is fine. It's going to be used for our highlight areas. So we're going to start off with the geranium red, and we're going to sharpen this to a really, really fine point because there's a lot of contours that you need to get into, and these are very small roses. All right, so I got it really sharp. Now we're going to come in under this petal onto this petal, under this petal onto this petal, coming in and doing the shadowy areas, the bolds and the centering, like so. All right, and then we're going to go in with the carmine. Again, sharpening it very, very sharp. And getting that fine, fine point, excuse me, fine point on the pencil and extending that deep rose color. Of course, leaving some for our highlight, but making sure that we get all the curves because, of course, rose petals, when they open, curl. So we want to make sure that we get that curl in there. Like so. Also making sure I get all of the edges of the petals so that they look like they're connected but overlapping. Like that. And now we're going to take our red, and because this is such a small area, having a sharp pencil isn't a bad thing because then you can get tight into the smaller areas and still get a good blend. However, if this was a larger area, I would suggest keeping your pencil fairly dull to get full coverage and blending. Like so. Okay, and there's our rose. And now we're going to take our white and we're going to blend the petals. Giving a little bit of a white area. Like that. And that's how we're going to do the roses. Now for the leaves and the vines, we're going to use green and grass green for those. So let's grab the green. Okay, let's just throw that anywhere. There's green. And then we need grass green, which should be right here. Yes. Both of which are fairly sharp. So I'm just going to come down through here. Now this part here is window, so make sure you don't color into your window. That part there is stone, so don't color into your stone area either. There are thorns on the roses, so make sure that you put the thorns in. Just using the green as the dark shadow area. Making sure that I don't miss the detail. Because there's a couple of details in here that are really small, like the thorns of the roses. Okay. All right, now we're going to go in with the grass green. And we're going to put in that highlight. Area. And blend that dark green in. All right. There we go. And that's how we're going to do the vines and the leaves. So all of this area here is going to be done the same way as this is here. And I'll show you how I'm going to do the window as well as the daisy flowers down here. And then I'm going to speed this up, put some music to it, and try to finish it off. Of course, the wood frame here is going to be done the same as this over here. This is all stone behind here as well, so it's all going to be done the same way as this, with different contours of the stone. The mortar between the stones is going to be done in the same grays as the facial stones. However, it's going to be a little bit lighter, and I'm going to have a little bit more brown in between. So again, I'm just going through and putting in that green on the leaves here, and then we will add the grass green and put in the highlights. Now if you find that your grass green is overtaking your green, overtaking your dark areas, and it doesn't look quite right, you can of course add more dark, like so. Now this leaf here, it has a shadow around its edge here. So we're going to put that in. Excuse me, I gotta tell the dog to get out of the kitchen. Sorry about that. She's prowling. I made dinner, or lunch I guess, and she's prowling around trying to get into things. Alright. Now we're going to show you how to do the windows. So I'm going to take my dark blues, because the house is dark, but it is daytime. So we're going to use some dark blue in the darker panels. so. And then as they start lightening up, we're going to start lightening up the blue. So this dark blue goes to that point. This area here is shadowed. Same with this. This area here up at the top is shadowed and a little bit at the bottom, like so. Now, this area here is also window right next to the stone. So it too is shadowed. Same with up here. And Mr. Choo Choo Train says hello. Now we're going to go in with light blue. And we're just going to add it into those lighter areas. Like I said, it is dark inside the house. So we don't want any bright lights or anything like that coming through the windows because nobody's home. So we're just going to put it so as if the light from outside is reflecting off of the window panes, giving us that wonderful blue color. Just blending that in with the dark blue, like so. And that is the way that we'll do the windows all the way down as well. Now for the small flowers down here, I'm going to do them with a pale blue, well, medium kind of blue actually. I'm going to do it with blue. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a yellow, a chrome yellow center here, like this. And then I'm just going to do little flicks of blue coming off of the center of the flower, like so. And then we're going to sharpen our white a little bit here. And we're going to, well, if I don't need to, I won't. But. And then we're going to just drag that blue out. Like so. And put in a little bit more of that yellow for the center, brightening that up. And that's how I'm going to do those flowers. And that's pretty much all of the aspects of this page shown to you on how we're going to color it. I'm going to do the wood area here the same as I did the door. I'm going to finish off the window the same as I did there. All of the greenery and the roses, everything else is going to be done this way. All of the darker stones, such as on this side here, where all of those dark stones are, we're going to do it this way with a variation of different light and darks. And then, of course, the light stones over here are going to be done the same way as this one. The blue flowers are going to be done this way. I will be doing the greenery down here the same as up with the roses. Alright guys, so I am going to complete this on my own, and I am going to record it, speed it up for you, and put it to some music so you don't have to watch me continually do the same thing over and over again. There's a lot of repetition with coloring stone walls, and it's kind of boring. So I will speed it up, and I will, once again, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully we will get this all done and move on to something new tomorrow. Alright guys, again, the colors that I used for the stone are black, warm gray, silver gray, light gray, dark chocolate, and dark gray. For the leaves, I used grass green and green. For the windows, I used light blue and blue. For the blue flowers, I used cobalt blue and white and chrome yellow. And then for the roses, I used red, geranium red, and carmine, as well as a bit of white for the highlights. All right, so I will be back, and this will be sped up, and you will see all sorts of things colored, and hopefully see a fully colored picture by the end of this video. I'm going to switch you over here so you can see in full view of what I've done. All right, I will be back.
Thank you.